My family is an old journalism family from print. So it comes from way back. In Cuba, we had a magazine. We had several magazines, and one of them was Vanidades. So when we came into exile in 1960, my daddy and my Uncle George and my granddaddy brought the magazine here, and it became Vanidades International, which is the #1 ladies' service magazine in Latin America. I think most of us grew up reading Vanidades because it's a magazine that's over 100 years old. It's a tradition. And I come from that background. I studied mass communication at the University of Miami. And when my time came to do my internship, my dream was always to be a bilingual journalist, which is what I am. I didn't want to work either or. I wanted to work in both. And I went to La Señora Elvira Mendoza, who's a heck of a Colombian journalist, and she was then the editor of Vanidades. My family had already sold it. And I did my internship there with her. And she taught me how to write in Spanish, because I had gone to school only in English. My Spanish wasn't very good, so I used to sit there with a thesaurus and an English and Spanish dictionary trying to fake my way. I remember my first article was an interview on birth control to a priest, and I didn't know how to write it in Spanish, so I told Daddy, escríbela tú. So my daddy wrote it for me, and I gave it to Elvira, and she opened it up and looked at the old antique Spanish, and she goes, ay, this is the porquería más grande that I've seen in my life. You didn't write this, and I felt like I was 2 years old. So I owe that lady a lot. And I stayed in that company for 20 years. After Vanidades, I worked in every single one of their magazines. I worked in Buen Hogar, which is Good Housekeeping in Spanish, Harper's Bazaar. I worked my way up until I became editor-in-chief of Latin American Cosmopolitan. The launch was 1973. We were their second international edition after Great Britain. And then I met my second mentor, which is Helen Gurley Brown. She's been my mama. I adore that woman. And she taught me about this market, just like Elvira had taught me about Latin America and all my travels down there. So I stayed in Cosmo for 10 years. And at the same time, I would do telenovelas, and I would do anything that would pay my bills. I was a queen of freelance. And after that came Mr. Blaya with his offer that I couldn't refuse. And then I joined The Sopranos. And here I am.